Action!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cracker Culture Podcast, the podcast for real Floridians. I'm Smokin Joe with my co-host.
I'm Lizard Dick.
And we have a special surprise visitor here. Miami Chris is here with us tonight.
Miami Chris, baby.
So, first off, most of you know that most of our actions are meant to be funny and informative. Tonight, I'm going to speak first on a serious topic, which is what's going on with the Lee County School Board. Tuesday, I attended a meeting of the REC in Fort Myers, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion because I thought about joining these organizations, and when I go in there, you know, the very first thing I witnessed was some animosity and a little bit of aggression against two members. I'm not mentioning I'm not a member, so I'm not going to tell you who the names are or whatever. It automatically set me off as uncomfortable. Now, the reason I went, because sources had told me that the REC had already planned a slate and had already picked who they wanted to endorse for school board, which I think is way too early. Not enough people's heard from these candidates for anyone to go out and endorse them in an organization. I have endorsed a couple of candidates for the Lee County School Board. I stand behind my endorsements. I've endorsed Christy DiVigelli and I've endorsed Denise Nystrom. That's my opinion. I encourage you, however, to get out and look at each of these candidates and formulate your own opinion and who you think is best qualified for your children's future. Now, I want to also tell you that they had some meetings with several people trying to find the new superintendent to replace guilty Gregory Atkins. After reviewing what they put out from the school board, you can go on Lee County, I think, School Doc and watch each candidate yourself. The only one so far that really impressed me is Randy Maheroin. And I don't know that I said his name right. You spell it Lerwin. He sounded very impressive. He come from nothing. He put himself through school. To me, it sounds like somebody that understands the common man's struggle. So currently, if I'm going to have to pick between the pool selected and not voted for, he is my star choice. Do I think he'll get it? Only time will tell. We know we have corruption in Lee County and we have to get rid of it. So that being said, we're gonna move away and we're gonna go back to the informative yet comedy version of our show. Now, Lizard Dick, you said you had some topics you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about what happened today. You know, I was out shopping, and, I'm looking for a new vehicle, okay?
Right.
So, I've seen on some of the advertisements, I think you'd say, I'd call it advertisements, but I'm told it's advertisements. Mm-hmm. Anyway, in your local Facebook media, I'm talking about that new Santa Cruz, okay? So, I thought, it's a half pickup, half car. I'm going to tell you straight out. Santa Fe, okay? It's one Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz. I'm sorry, producer ma'am. Anyway, I went and looked at it in the multimedia. It looked nice. When I went to actually look at it at a lot there on Colonial, I won't mention the name, I didn't really care for it. It looked nice because it was new and all, but was it functional? Was it a lizard mobile? So I said, no. I mean, you could have a lizard on a surfboard on top, and that would look cool because it was new and it was different. But I said, let's move on from that because fully loaded, that baby was 35 to 40 grand. Okay?
Well, that take all that 13.5 plus a little bit the extra of that lizard dick change.
I'd no longer have that 13.5K. I'd be in the negative more than 17K. So that's like taking 13K and coming down 17 below it. And the poverty line was back up here. So I can't really, okay, so long story short, I said, hey, go to Chevrolet, see if they've got a Canyon or a Colorado. Check it out. Don't just put all your eggs in one car lot. So, go over there. I'm not going to mention the name, Victor Lane Chevrolet. Anyway.
I told you about that endorsement.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, take that back. It was just a Chevrolet place there on the lane. But anyway, they had a very nice 2021 pickup. It was a Nissan Frontier. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. Beautiful truck. I kind of like it. I'm kind of leaning towards it. Now that out the door, maybe about 35K. Which is how many K more than 13.5K that I had to start with. See, these Ks is really what's bothering me. Everybody talking about Y2K way back. What about these Ks? So, and then when in addition to buying the truck, then you got to have insurance, and then you got to have tags, and then you got to pay the government again for somebody already paid the taxes on the truck when they bought it. But now you get to pay it again. Now that's something about double taxation without representation, but we'll get into that in another lecture. Okay. So anyway, so that's the truck deal in a nutshell. I looked all day long. Had salesmen wanting me to purchase. They say there's a truck shortage, like a supply chain. First it was asswipe, now it's pickup trucks. When will it end? I mean, is the world really coming to an end? First I thought it was COVID. No, it's asswipe and toilet paper and trucks.
Please don't say those.
Anyway, I'm sorry about that language that I used.
And I'm going to say this while on the podcast.
You're programmed to fucking react in a certain way, and that was called shit hits the fan, and all the toilet paper came up missing. It was like some fucking.
I'm going to say that Facebook
kind of
has restricted some of my content, and I was able to review the content that they lowered my feed for, and it blows me away that a post from a year ago. And I'm going to tell you what the post was. The post was inside Seed the Table of Alfie Oates when a woman walked up to him about the mask mandate. The post was on my feed, yes. I wasn't in the post, did not film the post.
You just passed it along.
I don't even know that I passed it along. I might have just been shared. But they, for you people that's going back over a year and trying to look up issues that should be non-topics at this point is pretty sad. And I got another one, like I said, look, I'm not a publisher, and you're not supposed to be, but apparently you think you are. And some content, maybe if somebody posts something that we don't know is true, maybe we should have a right to look into it ourselves and research and fact check it ourselves. Not you go slow the feed down and try. So I think it's very horrible what they're doing. So you folks out here that follow us on all the podcast networks, share wherever you can, share your friends. We do have a Rumble account. We're really new to this, and most of you know, hey, we're just good old country boys. Most of us farmers and maintenance men and elevator men and psychotics, but
Yeah.
we're just trying to.
Some on and off our medication. Depends.
We try to have fun with what we do. And so if you could please like and share our feed everywhere you can. Get this out there because, anybody and most people in this area knows me, Smokin Joe. I stand for Faith Family in Florida, and nobody on my show have I ever put that's affiliated. I'm talking about the personnel from Lizard Dick, from Cousin Larry, myself, and Miss Jessie have ever put out any false information, not knowingly. If we ever had, we would have redacted it immediately. So please like, share, get this out there. Hey, look, we're living in different times, and so, we're trying to progress. Please help us. You can also donate to the cause at Buy Me a Coffee. .com
This is terrible.
/SmokingJoe. And we really appreciate the fact that y'all help to get our show out, and we can
I should've
continue
done
to
that.
do what we do. Anyway, going back, so it was a surprise to us that Miami Chris, who y'all seen from on a couple of other episodes, was come over today. He come over to look at the puppies.
Where's the puppy?
He, you
Go
know,
grab
he
a
was,
puppy.
but he come in with some revelations. He come in with some revelations today,
Oh, don't say it.
and you know, I think it's time for him to finally come out and let the public know what he really thinks. And again, and I've told him before, most people are going to think you're crazy. Hell, you might be crazy, but I would.
There are levels of
There
crazy.
are levels of crazy. Gary's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I'm
know.
certified.
You know, I married a crazy woman.
Yeah.
Hell, I married a couple of them
Yeah.
in my day.
Well, but you're just
But-
only with one now. Hey, you're not.
So while
Unmedicated.
Miami
Aren't we all?
Chris has really studied the signs and followed a lot of the things with the organization Q, who, like I said, is something that I personally don't understand, but he has tried to explain it to us before, and he's come up with some pretty interesting revelations that come to him. So, Miami Chris, do you want to tell us what you found out?
That the world is being run by maniacs
Well, we already
For-
knew that.
for maniacal reasons.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Well, you
I was actually going to talk about Ukraine, but
Oh, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I was just looking back. The Revolution of Dignity was in 2014. Was just doing some reading, and I hadn't really come up with a point yet, other than Russia's at the Ukrainian border
Well,
right now.
I put out a post that I stand with Ukraine, and I automatically said, why should we give a shit about Ukraine? That's a Russia problem. That's a NATO problem. And I might be a little bit biased because I spent time over there. I have friends there. However, it's a bullying problem.
Can I interject for a minute? Because
Yes.
I have a question before you get too in depth, because I need to know this. I'm not very knowledgeable in the world, you know, especially in that part of the region. Wasn't it Russia before, and now it's split off into something else, and now Russia wants to get it back? And I'm speaking of the town or whatever, because I don't know. That's why I'm trying to get out before you go into
Well, I
detail
think-
so I can understand
I think
what
you're
we're talking about.
You're talking about
Kiev was the capital of Russia.
Yeah, at
Okay.
one time. So
And
yeah.
now they're surrounding it in an effort to capture it when they already had it to begin with, or is this a revolution?
But Ukraine
in Russia?
became its own country
It's
and
interesting that
formed
it's
its
been in
own
the
government.
news. And now all the everything that's fucking, all the action, all the bullshit is
But there's
Ukrainian.
a lot of things that do that to distract you from what's going on in our actual country, and you know, and it's a sad thing because I mean, basically, Vladimir Putin just come out after Joe Biden threatened to put heaviest sanctions they ever seen and stuff. He just kind of laughed in Joe Biden's face and just told Joe Biden, I'm not afraid of you. That's a sad time when we, as one of the world's superpowers, are no longer someone to be
Reckoned with.
to feel like they
Yep.
can bully us.
Yep.
And I don't like bullies. I really don't. It's not my thing.
No, it just looks to me like the Russian deep state. Now, who's the real Russians and who are the Russian deep state? Because I think they have the same fucking problem we do. We can only assume. And has been influencing Kiev. And who's really talking to the Russian is our Russian deep state and their Russian deep state on the same side. You know what I mean? keeping everybody fucking fighting each other.
Well, you know, the military complex is always going to want some type of turmoil in some area, because without that, then major manufacturing companies shut down because they're not producing weapons of war.
And all this that you're seeing is just because of a group that's all talking to each other behind the scenes and controlling both sides.
Well,
That's what's going on. That's the truth.
well, now that we talked about that, one of the things that you said, you have made a realization of who Q is, and will you tell us? Will you expand on that?
I think it's John McAfee.
Is that the QAnon stuff or whatever? Or is
It's
that
John
something to do
McAfee.
with that?
Yes.
He just put out a little video. I play it for you.
The deceased John McAfee.
Yep.
Okay.
Has put out a video.
Well,
Reason.
It's
Does he know
interesting.
Johnny Carson? Can he talk to him? Because I like Johnny Carson.
oh, look at this. This is something.
Just saying.
This is 636. Oh yeah. Topic Well, the triangle. See all this shit.
Well, I mean, so you said he just since he's dead, he put out a video. What in that video?
Is he revealing? What's
Has
he
he
letting us
yeah,
have? What's he
how-
got
Be careful
for us?
who you give power to. It might even be gone. Nope, here it is.
Oh,
right
well,
there.
that was with anything. He didn't have to say that,
power
did
corrupt.
he? He's got heavy shades on, too. Is that because he's
Human
dead?
Species. Humans are compassionate and loving,
Huh.
gracious, kind, generous people. We are simultaneously greedy, jealous, envious, angry. We're a mixed bag.
Dang, I feel like I want to lay on the couch, don't you? Holy smokes, you didn't talk to me like that.
But now you're saying we don't need to show you the whole video.
Because
People
they
can go
can't
to
see
watch
it
that.
anyway.
Yeah,
It's on Telegram.
it's on Telegram.
It's on
So
Telegram.
you can go look at it. And this is supposedly Bruce. Now, we have discussed in other conversations about your feeling about some of these rock stars and performers that have been held against the wall, against their will. You talked to me about, you showed them, we showed a few pictures of them with throwing the devil horns and stuff. And you've told me that you felt like, at one point you felt like you were connected with Miley Cyrus, and now you've kind of felt like there's been a change in connection with Miley Cyrus, and you feel like there's a new story behind Miley Cyrus as her being evil.
They're all evil. I'm undecided on it yet.
So you're undecided. You
Well, there might be something to her fifth album, Dead Pets, and just sacrifice in general.
okay. So
There might be.
her second album is about her dogs.
Well, considering that they've all of Hollywood, they're cultists, and to make it, you got to do something. So if they all made a sacrifice, they, you know.
So, in your opinion, you feel like that she's singing about sacrificing her pets
I'm thinking the pets are a sacrifice.
for a power to
Yep.
So Miley Cyrus is you believe, not now, this is his belief, is sacrificing her pets for to the power of this, and this is going to the power to who? The New World Order, or who is sacrificing?
Whoever
the power?
is in the other lane, if there's on a 2-lane street,
Whoever's in there.
just the opposite of everything that
Yeah.
we believe. Total opposite.
Well,
It's a 2-lane road.
okay, so
Yeah.
and you believe that you
It's
and
like
so
two cars about to hit,
yeah, and you
just by
said
missing each other by inches.
and you said before that you believe all these rock stars had Q clearance, and
Yep,
they were
I do.
passing messages through their videos.
Yep. And I've come up
to other people,
And if
like
it's
all of
true, then
or to the world,
then
or
all
just
these-
people that knew.
all these little codes.
Like, how do you get to know when did you discover you knew it was messages
To you, yeah.
to you? When were you sitting there in your car or wherever you're at and going,
I was coming home.
Mother, or these people are talking to me, or this is right
I
what
was
I was
driving
thinking
a
all
big
along.
yellow truck home.
Right.
Yeah, south on 75.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be. I don't have to have GPS coordinates. I'm just saying, you was just like an
Right.
epiphany where you're like,
Yep,
wow,
it
this
wasn't-
all kind
it-
of lined up where what she's saying and they're
Yep.
saying is exactly what I thought.
Yeah,
Now
well,
that's
Didn't
and-
happen exactly like that.
right, but
pretty
I'm just
close,
trying
yeah.
to get an idea. Yeah.
I was getting more and more convinced that there was
Right.
something fucking things going weird,
Right.
and just it.
Because
what-
I listened
what
to
the
that
Q
brick wall
posts-
that
the-
we don't
the
need no
Q
education.
posts, those Q drops, when you paid attention to them,
Yeah.
it's training you to look at the pattern. Just
Well, we've already got out that this is about the Q drops, so we need to expand on that. You feel like that these Q drops are going to certain people, you being one of
I
them.
think there's people in the field. They go
What
to
is
several
it? Is it
people, yeah.
your purpose to spread those Q drops, or is it just for you to know that they're yourself or other
A lot of
people
it's
are
really
out there
personal.
doing the same thing? I guess in,
It's
in
really
a
personal.
sense.
Yeah.
So a lot.
Right.
So okay. So a lot of it's really personal
So
messages.
it's not
to you.
necessarily
So if it's really personal, it's not something that's going to affect us.
Well, you consider that
globally, or,
you're carrying this fucking thing around. Whoever's watching you knows everything about you.
Oh yeah, we
Well,
all.
if you're
there's a
seeing that,
computer
it
hook-
can see you, right?
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Looking at us right now.
yep.
And
Rest
so,
my case.
well,
That's it. They're watching you.
yeah, well,
You're being
yeah,
watched.
we all believe we believe.
You can
we're
feel like you're
watched.
being watched in a lot
And
of
they
ways.
can
They
react
can watch.
and talk and put shit in the news and
They can
they repeat fucking exactly what you say. And
Take
it's
a
like
look at
you're a
this and-
motherfucker.
take a look at that and say, well, look what
Be
you've
like
been
a couple
looking at.
days
Look what
later,
you've
you
been
make
saying.
some kind of statement that kind of would stand out, and they make the same fucking statement right back at you. Sorry, that's how they get your attention.
I
And
guess
I'm like,
it's-
you're motherfuckers.
I
And when I
guess,
realized it, that's what I thought. You're motherfuckers. And then you
Right.
start to find it in the music, and I'm going, you're all motherfuckers. There's some fucking shit going on.
so every musician who has sold dirt.
No, I don't think so. Everyone, but just the ones I've been listening to.
See, that'd be cool if that Jeff Dunham
And
would send
then
you some
I go
messages
through the
and shit.
fucking, I go through the
You know what I'm
YouTube
saying? He's
videos.
got, jalapeno
And I
on
go
his
through the
stick.
YouTube videos, and there's all a bunch of fucking Q's and O's and X's.
Oh shit! The
and
whole
V's.
freaking alphabet's up in there.
No, those are symbols
a
of
soup
God.
thing.
All right,
Yep.
it's a sphere.
Okay.
And then woman is a perfect circle, and they look up. That Adele just came out with a song. Oh my God, she's sitting in a chair with a big O. All right.
Yeah.
This is a symbol for woman. That's why they know it, and you guys don't.
Huh.
All right.
I definitely didn't know that.
And then Ozzy Osbourne comes out, he's always saying, I love you all.
Right.
Well, on his shirt is a 5. Now that's a big heart. It's a big V on his shirt. So there's the symbol for love. I love you all.
I can't
Keep
believe
saying
it.
it.
All this stuff in plain view. That's like that
Yeah,
FedEx
you're
truck. There's
missing
a
it,
symbol
yeah.
on that too.
And X is a symbol for
Yeah.
man. Now that's been in the music too. And that's on your money machine. Now you go to 7-Eleven, and on your credit card, you put your credit card in the machine, and it's 1, 2, 3 X 4, 5, 6 V, but it's laying on its side, so it's a broken heart. And then 7, 8, 9.
So that's it,
Enter.
man. I love your money.
Man,
That's what you.
No, it means
man,
man,
I
you're,
love your
no,
money.
That means man, you're
Man,
broke ass.
broken heart, woman, or backwards, woman, broken heart, man.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
it's
yeah,
next to
well,
the
that
3,
makes-
it's
that
next to the
makes
6.
perfect
Now,
You
sense.
go to get money out,
The
you're
more,
broken.
the more
Yeah.
money I spend is usually on my
Exactly,
woman, and
exactly,
it breaks
you're
my
exactly right.
heart.
Yeah.
If I want,
And your
if I
wallet.
want to go buy a new airboat,
Yeah.
which I've been hitting
Yeah.
13.5 into,
Right. There ain't no
I'm
money
a-
in the till. Yeah. I'm watching.
trying to team up on a partnership deal here.
But it's a negative. It strikes it and it puts the symbol for man, love, and woman negative. It puts it on the money. It's the devil's money. It's paper and it's crypto. It's non-existent. God's money is gold and silver. That's God's money.
Well, I do believe in the gold standard. I think that we should base our economy off the gold standard. That's not something I would ever repute anywhere. But I just.
But it's on your machine. 369. That's that fucking
Take-
triangle.
take-
This is the way Ted Nugent does it, and he goes hunting. You fucking do a little dance and say a prayer at the end, and
Is that what it is?
that's what God intended you to eat.
Wow.
Okay, not to fucking just kill them for karma power, some kind of unseen force that they believe in.
But I still want to talk about it because it's awful.
The power
hard.
to a witch's spell, some
What do you
kind
want to talk
of
about
ritual.
But I still wish you would discuss the fact that Miley and Ted are talking directly to you. I mean, I think that we've led up to a bunch of that, and I think that you really ought to
Oh,
let
you've
that
not
out.
explained
So
all that.
I just did. I just said that.
He did
she's
have
doing
some
it.
messages from the grave he read to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, you're telling me
He
that
wants
they're,
it- you're
they're
giving
your
him an overview.
handlers, and so I mean, I think that it needs to be more for the viewer to understand that you're being directed to do things through like podcasts and stuff, like Ted Nugent's and videos of Miley Cyrus. I mean, a lot.
think
There
I'm
may
gonna-
be other people that are having the same issue, and if you put it out there, then maybe we'll have other people come out and say, "Hey, that's exactly what happened to me."
Or they might throw me in a nut house, so I don't want to say anymore.
Well, I can tell you right now, I've been to a few of them. I ain't got no problem with most of them. Your
I don't
state
want
grant
them- I don't want
facilities,
them
once you
fucking-
get on the highway,
The fucking little men in
they
little
can't
white
take
coats
you
to come
back.
fucking get me if
So-
I tell you any more
Well,
than
somebody's
I've
got
already
to
told you.
Baker Act you, and you ain't got nobody around here that's gonna Baker Act you, so you ain't got to worry about it unless you threaten to harm somebody. As long as you don't threaten to harm yourself or others, they can't Baker Act
I
you.
just
say what the
said,
fuck
I just
you
told
want.
you John McAfee's cute, dude.
Well, I
That
yeah,
understand.
but
shouldn't be
the
enough.
people don't know what that means. They're saying, okay, you say
Let them
they don't know
absorb
what the
that.
implications are. If they don't read that,
It's
they
on,
don't-
these are Q drops on John McAfee's site. These are the same people doing this.
But before I thought you said that Trump was cute.
He's Q plus.
Trump's Q plus.
Yeah, he's Q plus.
so he's the ringleader,
well,
or the
he's,
Supreme Q,
He's the guy who's been our president.
right?
He's Q
Right.
plus.
Okay,
And
he's a clearance.
it's
Q's a
like
clearance.
POTUS.
he's
President of
the
United
he's the
States.
guy who's going to run again.
Okay.
And this what we're watching is world events take place, and I'm telling you that Russia's got a deep state. And this is what I've learned from just watching this shit. Russia's got a deep state. All right. I don't believe it's Putin. I believe that the Russian deep state's been in Kiev and influencing them and influencing our deep state, which is Joe Biden. All these people fucking deal with them, right? They're
Right.
getting billions of dollars from them. And it's actually Russian deep state in Ukraine. It's still Russia, basically.
Well, I
They're
feel
all
like the
same
Russian
people.
deep state's not just in Ukraine. The Russian deep state is already in America because we already seen so many dealings with Joe Biden's son and Russia, and Joe Biden and Russia, so and Ukraine. So I mean, you know, so
Well, their new 500 bill has a triangle on it. All right, now that's the 369 again, like I said before. In your money machine, 369 is the triangle. It's in the money machine. They've made everything that's love, God, the real God, man, woman. They've turned it all negative. They turned it into money. They put it into money. Okay. And then there's inverted ivy. The ivy comes up like this. The inverted ivy's on all of their stuff.
okay.
All of the stuff that's Rothschild influence on, it's on coins. And then there's a little ribbon at the bottom.
Right.
At the coin on certain years, those fucking those Mason, the little worker bead, Freemason. 13 is the Illuminati. That's the 13 royal bloodlines, which I think, just from the names on the list, you'd have to think that they're at war with each other. These two bloodlines that are among the 13.
Right.
And that one's trying to take power from the other right now. And I believe that's what's going on. Certain people have done bad things and are in trouble, or they're going to do time. And there's the proof to that is all the sealed indictments that are still out there. There's hundreds of thousands of them. It's like what's going down? What's going down is a criminal network's going down, and you're watching it go down.
I agree that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. That's just like with the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. They sealed all those documents, and I think that's wrong. I think anyone that was a part of anything to do with Epstein's Island,
it's
and
the,
she
it's
knows
the
it
like
needs
the
to
fucking
be
Legion of
exposed.
Evil, the Legion of fucking Doom versus the Super Friends.
Had
Saturday cartoons.
it been mainly and I ain't saying there wasn't no Republicans that went over there. Had it mainly been
It doesn't matter. They're in
Republicans,
everything.
But like I'm saying, had it not mainly been, it was mainly Democratic and left people that to the left side that was going over to Epstein Island. Had it been a group of Republicans, it would be. There would no way in hell they wouldn't put it out there.
It's not Republican nothing. What you're watching, it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. What you're watching are 13 royal bloodlines, and they're at war, and one side's going to win and one side's going to lose, and it's that basic. And you're watching it going down. Nothing can stop what is coming, and that is what it is about.
So
That
you're
is
talking
what
about
that
like
statement
George
means.
Soros
Yes,
is one of the
nothing can stop what is
bloodlines.
coming because you have no control over these two families. These families among these 13, two separate bloodlines, but they're in the 13. There's nothing you can do to stop them. You're watching it go down. You're being entertained. Either you believe it or not, but that's what's at a basic level. That's exactly what's happening. There's a power shift, and it's the Hatfields and the McCoys.
I can see where there could be some relevance and maybe some kind of truth to.
You have to look. You have to
where-
stand back and look at the big picture. That's all you have to do. That's what's going on.
So,
There's
I mean,
nothing
like-
you can do to stop it. It's whatever. We're along for the fucking ride, and we're the ones being punished for it.
But don't you?
Yeah.
But
We're the sheep, the sheeple.
Well,
and they're just being
I
controlled.
I agree that I've always agreed with being controlled. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is you've told me a lot of stuff over in just general conversation that.
Well, time passed. I haven't been here in months, so I've
Right.
had time to fucking grind my brain on this.
Well,
So
do
it's
you-
evolving. You're trying to learn as you go. But I'm seeing
Well, do
that you have to look at it a certain way. Take a step back. Look at it.
Well, do you still feel like that you are one of the called upon people
Yep,
to
I
bring
do.
forth? You do.
Yeah.
So like you're and at one time
I
I
believe
think
there's certain people can understand it and can see it, and then there's people that just never get it. And there's your content providers on YouTube. They get it. Okay, and they need to be followed. Linda Paris, Corey Daniel. All right, God, there's one that faked her death. Owen Benjamin, follow him. And, he's trying to decode music. He could sit in front of a piano and play the piano and go through the lyrics.
So,
He's doing it right now.
So I mean, and again, so here we go.
And Jim Brewer, laugh a little bit. He's telling you too. Ted Nugent, he's been telling you for years, forever.
Well, Ted
Forever.
Nugent's always been a strong. I mean, a strong on our.
And he
our
tells you in his music
amendments.
too.
He's always been strong. I mean, he's a big 2A guy. He's really big into believing in the freedom of speech and the freedom to bear arms. I mean, and Ted's a real nice guy. But you somehow when I talked to you before, you felt like you had a personal connection with Ted. You felt like that.
No,
Ted,
I never said that.
well,
Did I?
yeah, I think you said that Ted would personally, like you said through his podcast, that you felt like he was personally connecting with you.
Oh, it seemed like he was watching too.
Okay.
I think they all, like I said, have a Q clearance, and they're all participating in this war. And there's just a few of us that can tell you.
Yeah, it's just.
and I can't tell you everything either. That's what I see.
But I mean, I could understand, like I said, I could understand you not saying some of the things you've talked off camera about.
Well, just the fact that it's happening.
Yeah,
all
you
right?
just
So you can see it on Fox News too. They talk to you too. You don't know who's good or who's bad. You can only trust a few people
Well, I don't trust any
because
news
they
source
all
out
do it.
there.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't trust any
There's
news
content
source out
providers that are helping. There's ones that aren't,
there. Right.
and there's people in the news that are helping, and the ones that aren't. And then it looks like Biden even fucking was driving the bus and then doing the I thing like Michigan. Remember?
Yeah.
I didn't think Biden could drive. I didn't think he could
Well,
drive.
yeah, and to me that's Chris, the bus driver, because I'm the one that's always going on about Michigan. And
You
like I
should've
said,
took
they're
him.
watching. They hack your phone. The film's the
should've
easiest
took
thing
him
to
around.
hack. They're just hacking my phone.
You got a short bus. You should have took him around. That would have
I
fit right
do
in.
have a short bus.
That would have fit right
Yeah,
in
you
with
could
his
have rolled
mentality.
Biden around because that's
Yeah.
about that probably fit all his real
Yeah.
true supporters
Yeah.
in your little short bus.
Yeah. Right now, as I go to the
Them
grocery
dogs
store and buy my
fucking
$10 a pound
Pile
hamburger
on me
meat,
in that thing.
yeah. God bless America.
Done
And on that
United
subject,
States
have
of
I
America.
told you guys I'm looking at buying a new truck, so if you'd like to donate,
I like my
Hey,
bus.
all-
Nissan Frontier,
All
2000
Good tires
donations
on
are
it,
to
good
go
brakes.
to Smokin Joe Nation or at buy me a coffee.
buy Lizard a
.com
truck, buy Lizard.
/.
Yeah.
Smokin Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry to chop in on you there,
Yeah.
Joe, but I thought it was
Because,
important.
but there is no real true lizard dick. Buy me a truck that sign. Please don't go try to donate to
I'd
something
say
that's
wait.
not there.
Look, please, my one listener, can you come through for me on this one because
This
really
is what
need
I'd
your
say
support.
from now, from my
That, he
observations
tried to derail
of
my
Q
program to buy a new truck.
to now tonight.
Okay, and I'm looking to the public for assistance here. I do
Alright.
have 13.5K put back if I need to spend it, but I'm really looking for donations. So Joe will give you the numbers to where you send the cash flow to, and hopefully by my birthday I'll have a new one.
All right.
So thank you,
Well,
loyal
now, go
listeners.
ahead. Go ahead. What was you trying to say, Chris? What was you said you was going to say this about Q?
I'd wait, and the next event's going to be what happens in Ukraine and Russia.
That's going to be the next major
Yeah, as
event.
soon as it gets warm. As soon as it gets warm, boom.
I kind of think that's just.
Putin's going to go.
I think that they're all distractions. I think that what's going on in
it's
North
fucking
Korea.
cold out.
North Korea's he's broke every alliance. They've made all these new nuclear missile tests and stuff in the water and
Fuck, he knows what's going on. He's just celebrating. He's just putting up fucking fireworks. Kim Jong-un style. You don't hear about it being nuclear tipped or anything like that now. It
Right.
just used to. Remember, it's, these are nuclear missiles, and it was like the center of attention the whole fucking time. I don't see it. I haven't seen any of my news vines on YouTube come
Like
up
when
with
the
anything
people
of
march to the
North
city.
Korea.
They're kicking their
Have
feet
you?
in the same way. I like that. Don't
Have you seen much come up on North Korea at all about him shooting missiles up?
no, just the last 3 missile tests he done. We just done one recently. It was and it was violated his
Japan.
agreement.
Oh, okay.
See, in Japan.
And I mean, and you know, you got to look at where
See,
you're
I don't
at.
watch the news like you guys do.
Well, I don't watch the news at all. I mean, I go through, like I said, I follow content providers, probably not the same ones you follow, but I follow content providers as well. I mainly get my sources from live streaming reporters, people that are actually on the ground shooting what you can visually see, so you can see it with your own eyes and make your own decision whether this is what's going on. I think we're in a hell of a situation. I don't believe in this supply shortage we've got. I think that's just another ploy
No,
for
especially
China.
when you can see the fucking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just for China a reason for China to invade Taiwan. I think that I think it all goes back to Joe Biden stranded people in Afghanistan, showed a sign of weakness, left. Now the other countries are not afraid of Joe Biden. So as long as Joe Biden is control of our military, the military complex stands to make a lot more money if they can keep wars going on around the world, which they've always done. So if you've got a war with take over Taiwan, you've got Russia taking over Ukraine, you got North Korea firing missiles, it's all distractions for something larger,
Yeah.
I do believe.
Because the way they're doing it is they're putting pressure on you by causing shortages of stuff like wood, and there isn't any. It's a manufactured shortage. They're just putting pressure on you. They're leaning on you. There's not like they cut production on some stuff to fucking put the lean on you. That's what people are missing. That who's doing this is this deep state, and they're in control of all these fucking companies and people. And that's how they manipulate you. And anything that you just said is a result of what they are doing. By causing shortages. There's lumber yards full of fucking lumber or the port, and they're just not shipping it. They're holding back.
I think
They send people into Walmart to buy up all the fucking toilet paper. They send people into Tractor Supply to buy up all the ivermectin. Do you see what's going on?
They're doing this just to bust the economy.
No, they're doing this, and they control the fucking herd this way. This
But
is
yeah,
what's
by
going on.
busting
You're
the
a sheep, I'm a
economy,
sheep,
by
everybody's a
busting,
fucking sheep.
doing this thing, acting like there's not the supplies. They bust the economy where you become dependent on them, and then eventually, hopefully, the percentage that's got the power to change things steps in, because if not, I mean, hell, we could go back to soup lines and bread lines here, even in America. I don't see it happening in Florida. Thank God for Ron DeSantis. We've got good leadership in Florida. And we've got a few sales of...
They're literally arresting people for going to fucking Olive Garden without a Vax card up north now. That's happening here.
Yeah.
So do you see that? I mean, that's some fucking serious control. They're leaning on you with this, with COVID. COVID is just another lean, like shortages in the lumber yard at Home Depot, like the price of lumber going up, like the price of fuel going up. You can't get it. Well, it's there. We can get it. They just don't. They're just leaning on you.
The other day, fuel went up 10 cents a gallon in one day.
10 cents a gallon one day. I know you sent me a text.
I freaked out. It was $2.99,
That's the
and the next day
distraction.
it was $3.09, and I'm like,
You're distracted.
I
that
watch
they're
that
fucking
every
you.
day I drive by it. I see it, and usually stays around the same. It's usually the cheapest gas station in town. So if that was $3.09, that means the other stations was $3.30.
Right.
It's
or
the
something
people
like
in
that.
charge of
So
these companies doing this.
I used to tell you, it used
It's
to cost
all
me $40 to
organization.
fill
There's
up
a
the old
pyramid.
can.
There's people at the top of the
It's
pyramid
60.
putting liens on you. It's all a manipulated fucking deal. The whole thing is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
They are controlling the herd with shortages and leaning on you and COVID and everything else, and you just don't see it. You have to stand back and look at the
I think
big
people
picture.
see it. I think the problem is the people that are in control of
There's 13
our
bloodlines.
government.
The Hatfields and McCoys, they're fighting each other. There's a power struggle right now, and the ones that have been in control are losing. And it's about to change. Nothing can stop what is coming. Bloodlines, and Kennedy is the name, and Onassis is the name, so you know there's good people in those bloodlines. And they're fighting right now. That's what I mean. There's 13 of them. Kennedy's one, Onassis is one. And then Rothschild is one, and Morgan.
Soros has got to be one.
Well, they're all variations. They're the same people. They're just got a different name. It's the same bloodlines. They've just got different. Their names change, so they're spread out. They're everywhere.
Well,
Most of them, where they know they're direct, they're bloodlines, and they're in these families, and they control everything.
I think if you had open air meetings of what was going on at Bilderberg Group and stuff, you'd fucking know everything. But because they don't have open meetings, 20 seconds.
John McAfee. And I think this is a message to me. Mark my words, it will be hard to find it when you need it the most. The truth is in front of your eyes. You're just waiting too long. You will need it. Mark my words. He said it twice. That's with emphasis. I always do it twice with emphasis, so he did it twice. Mark my words, it will be hard to find. You will need it. You got me.
I guess
That's the fucking secret.
I guess we'll wait and see what happens next. Like I said, we live in Florida. Luckily, we got a governor that's got a set of cojones. Unlike unlike some of these places, Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah, Nikki Fried, I think, she's got commercial fisherman hands, like she's been pulling in shrimp nets.
Nikki
No
Fried
shit,
is
look
one
at the
of the
big fucking
dumbest.
hands on
Nikki Fried is one of the dumbest candidates. How she ever got elected to? Well,
Sticks her nose out and a bunch of cleavage and puts lipstick on
well,
like it's a pig with lipstick.
It all goes back to the companies.
Big hands like a dude.
It goes back to the companies and the same thing
Like a
in
fucking-
school board.
Like a dairy farmer.
And the same,
Big,
you know,
thick,
it all
meaty
goes
fingers.
back into who they know and who they can influence by helping them. Nikki Fried is not a viable candidate, and I hope to God that
Transgender, I think. Yeah.
I don't know if she's
She is, I think.
transgender.
Yeah, transgender.
Well, this is Smokin'
Baphomet.
Joe. We appreciate y'all watching the Cracker Culture podcast tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get off of here. Look, the events. What events we got coming up, Miss Jessie? Shops downtown market Saturday.
February 5th.
February 5th. Miss Jessie for the Cracker Culture Collections. We're out there selling shirts. You can get a mug. There's several different styles of mugs, and she's
Yeah.
also has the T-shirts. I
Yeah.
think she has bags, hats. Go out there, help support. Also, you can go on to smokinjoenation.com and go to our store. It hasn't been updated in a while. We've been working on it, been very busy. Thank you very much.
Bags.
Yeah, no, we have, they're shopping bags. They're nice printed bags. And anyway, thank you again for watching. Remember, I'm Smokin' Joe. I'm all about faith, family, and Florida. I love you, Florida. God bless. Love, peace, and gator grease. I'm Smokin' Joe with my co-host Lizard Dick and our guest Miami Chris. Peace out.
That's a wrap.
It's a rapper.
Oh,
That's all I know.
No, but get out.
I couldn't even talk. I felt like a puppet right
Well,
here.
Ow.
he talks over
I
you.
was just, you know.
And you're trying to talk, and he said he talking in the background, even when I was trying to sign off.
Hey,
Look,
come
we
here.
don't know where he came from, but he came in for a short yellow
Ow.
bus, okay?
This way.
It was this long.
Come here.
Yeah.
Go this
Like
way.
I said, Florida
Go.
guy's crazy, but it
Go.
all comes from somewhere else, up north.
That's right. Today's Joe's and I birthday coming up soon. Buy us a coffee. Heck, buy us whatever you want. Just buy us something. You know what I'm saying? It could be a gift card. It could be a coffee, as Joe
My
refers to.
girlfriend.
So there you go. Are we
your
live?
girlfriend.
Oh, are we live? We got a call coming in. Hang on a second. It could be an emergent. Oh my. We've already got a call in. Wanting to know if Lizard's single. No, Lizard's not single, but thank you for asking. But can be depending on your wealth stature. Do you live in or near Naples? Yes, I'm single. Do you drive a 2018 newer model car? Yes, I'm single. Can you afford?
Cost over $70,000.
Can you afford a brand new Nissan Frontier 2021 pickup truck black down there at
It would be 22.
Victory Lane Chevrolet? I mean, sorry, a dealership on Fowler Street. So that's all I'm talking about, folks. That's what the goal is. Trying to get to that really soon before my old rig breaks down. Got a lot of mileage on it, but she's still running. Just kind of like, you know, yeah.
Like you.
Yeah, got a lot of mileage on it, still running. I broke down more than my truck has, though. Yeah. What do you got, Joe? Anything going on in your life?
Yeah, he has a new girlfriend.
I'll get back to the show. We're in the middle of a podcast, bro. You don't just sit there and
We're
break off on your
signed
phone and
off.
start going on, man. What do you mean we've signed off? We signed
No,
back
this
on.
is
the after
y'all.
show. This is the Gary and Joe after show.
The Joe, Smokin, Joe and Lizard Dick after show where we go over the events that happened.
Yeah, during
And
the show.
then anything
Okay.
else that you would like to go on about.
Let me just ask you
So,
this.
folks,
Did-
let me just go ahead and reintroduce us. I'm Smokin Joe with the Cracker Culture Podcast. You can find us at Smokin Joe Nation. We are in Smokin Joe on YouTube. We do have a Rumble account. Miss Jessie's trying to set up several other accounts because we are being.
We have a BuzzFeed account.
We have a BuzzFeed account and several places where you most places you get your podcasts, you can listen to us. It's usually funnier to watch us, but the guy Miami Chris was a total fluke. We wasn't planning on having him on the show. I think he made Lizard Dick a little uncomfortable.
I had flashbacks, bro. You know, I escaped from that Eastern State Hospital down there in Oklahoma. And I remember thoughts of things that he was talking about, this QAnon and droplets and shit like that. And I'm going to tell you right now, brother, a little bit upset here. I was a little worked up. The man was sitting right next to me spouting off all this stuff. I was scared, bro. Talking about John Travolta and shit.
This guy, I think, is highly intelligent, or he's at least
He's a savant.
Yeah, he researches real hard, and sometimes I think that it becomes their life, that what they're researching. And just to be candid about this, he has told me stuff off the air so unbelievable, and I've tried to get it out of him on every show, and it's failed
He
miserably.
just doesn't feel comfortable breaking it out yet, I
And,
guess.
I mean, to the point
Needs
where
some counseling.
to the point where he told me that Ted Nugent was talking directly through him, directly to him, via his podcast, Ted Nugent's podcast, and that he would, certain things that he would do is how he knew that Ted Nugent was sending him a message. Look, man, I have a hard time being mean to people when I think they have a maybe a mental issue, but I don't believe this guy. He's smart enough to know that if he says some of this stuff, he's liable to get put in a padded room. But man, it's just incredible. When the first story I broke with him, he had a lot of fact-based information about the illness he suffered as a child from the PBB poisoning in Michigan.
PCB, correct? From the transformer oil and stuff like that?
No, it's PPB.
PPB, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a fire retardant.
Okay.
And they had, instead of putting the supplement in the feed, they had mixed tons of this fire retardant called Firemaster
Yes, sir.
into it, and it created. They had to kill herds and herds of cattle, but it already infected basically the whole state of Michigan, and people, they developed cancers and all different types of things. And as a child, he claims to be a victim of it. Maybe rightfully that some of the things he believes or that he gets fixated on is a direct cause from this PBB poisoning. I don't know. However, I do think that some of his things that you might look into, you might find it informative. You might find, and I'm sure there's other people out there that's like-minded. I'm not one of them. I mean, I'm just sorry to
You
say.
kind of got your own mind there. You make
Yeah.
up what you want to, yeah.
Yeah, you know, kind of be your. My dad always told me to be my own counsel. My own counsels, I think some of the stuff he says is a little far out there. So, but if John McEnvey is still alive, I'd love to invite him on the show. I'd like to talk to him myself personally.
He could send us some kind of message of what's going on here too. John, if you're listening to us this evening,
Yeah.
give us a message. Let us know what's going on.
Hey, you can email us.
No virus though. We got protection through
yeah,
Norton. We don't
yeah.
use the McAfee. Okay, that's old school. We're into Norton antivirus these days.
Folks, I did issue a statement, and I want to clarify this at the end of the thing. I had challenged any of the school board candidates or the school board members that would go on the air with me and discuss what basically the thoughts the common people have, that I would gladly come to them. I have had several people reach out to me who have wanted to do the show. I've done a show with Denise Nystrom, who, she won me over. And not everybody that I'm going to have on my show are going to be people I will endorse. I can tell you that now. I want you to make your own decision. It's just because I endorse a certain candidate, that don't mean you have the same feelings. I do endorse Denise Nystrom. I also endorse Christy DiVigelli. I think those are two candidates that are doing everything for the right reasons. And that being said, a friend, I won't mention her name, she's been a sweetheart. She's a wealth of information. She has also told me that she's got an office in South Fort Myers, and that there may be a chance that we could use that to come down and interview people. Where we do shoot our podcast from, me and Lizard Dick podcast, it's just too far out to ask anybody to come. We're out in the middle of the swamps, out in the Everglades, and so we try to work with the people. We are portable, and we have all the equipment to put together a show and do a quality job at interviewing the show. We have Miss Addie Gator sitting over there.
Oh, hi there, Addie Gator. How are you?
She's,
Come on over into the show here. Let's see where you're at here. Come pop your little head up there. Oh, there she is, right there.
This is my 3-year-old daughter,
look
Addie
at her.
Gator.
There she is.
And let me just tell you, anything she says makes more sense to me than the stuff that we just had the previous guest on says. I'm not trying to be mean. He's a nice guy, I'm sure, but look, sometimes the lights are on, nobody's home, it's just, I don't know. I know he made you uncomfortable. I've never seen you that uncomfortable before.
Are you speaking to me?
I'm talking about...
I was cool as a cucumber there, bro, even though I don't eat cucumbers. But I'm telling you, I was doing all right. I was a little nervous. I ain't telling you. I remember the days breaking out of the Eastern State Hospital there in Oklahoma.
Oh, don't start off that.
But anyway, no, you believe what you believe. I don't know too much about what he was talking about. It scared me when he started talking about them Q drops and stuff. And I don't have no idea about any of that. And as far as these singers talking to him, okay, I guess a lot of people talk to a lot of people. If you're schizophrenic, you definitely talk to a lot of people. So, I ain't saying I ain't been there. I ain't saying I have. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah. Dude, look, I hate the...
Everybody, what do they say, slid off half of the cracker or something?
The cheese slid off the top of the cracker.
I'm
not saying that's the case. Please don't
everybody
take
ain't
me.
born with the same amount of cheese on their crackers.
I ain't saying that's the case, but the truth of the fact is I think that some people, they have what time they have in life. Sometimes they focus in on the same thing so much.
Constantly.
Yeah, they don't...
They're obsessed.
Yeah, they obsess on it, and they can't move on to a different topic. Every time I've interviewed this man, I have felt like strangling him because he talks over you. You can't try to... When you're trying to get out a point, he's talking about something totally off the wall, and half the time I'm not sure if he's even in the same conversation. But that being said, folks, I think he's a nice guy. Thank God he ain't running for public office. He'd probably win.
2021 Nissan Frontier. Like I said, folks, any spare change you got laying around, you know what I'm saying, send it my way. I'm just joking, Joe. I'm
Just
just
go
trying to
buy
liven
the
up the
damn
show
show.
because, my
You're
gosh.
killing people with that
No,
new
I am
song,
not. They
that
love it.
Japanese.
I didn't
made
say
song
one
that
dime
they-
down or nothing like that. Did I ever say that? No.
But thank you, folks, for watching. Like I said, we've enjoyed doing the show.
Until today.
It was a little tough on us today with the special guest. Uninvited, no, I shouldn't say it. With a special guest we weren't expecting.
Very special guest.
And then,
No, Chris is all right. Like I said, everybody's got their own viewpoints and stuff, and yeah. And that's how you know is when you talk to people and you see them express what's going on with them. Like Joe said before, you don't have to agree with him or me, because most of the time I don't agree with him anyway. But it is at least to know where he stands and where maybe I want to talk to him about something. I don't fear what he's going to say, because he's going to say it anyway. Joe's going to tell you what he thinks. He's not going to sugarcoat it just for you. So,
and that's the truth. I appreciate Gary saying that. Look, I don't care who you are, whether I love, like, or hate you. I'm not going to just be friendly to be friendly. If there's something that needs to get out, I want to get it out. I want to get it out, and I'm not going to try to grease it up to slide it in. I want to ask, and I think that's a lot of the reasons why some of the candidates are afraid to go on camera with me. But
Joe,
a lot of people. But let me just say this: a lot of people have contacted me. I'll tell you, there's a lady named Kathy Stout. I do not know much about her. She wants to come on the show. She's running for school board. I'm happy to have her and hear her side, her viewpoints, and how she thinks she can help this dysfunctional school board to function. There's also a guy named Bob Scott. Now, Bob Scott is running for school board also. He contacted me. He was in the top first 3 to contact me about going on the show. I feel, after doing some research on Bob Scott, I feel like the school board really done him wrong. I think he's got a lot of good stories. He was dismissed. He was a school bus driver. Then he went on to be like in finance. And he started asking serious questions about where the damn money went, and all of a sudden they dismissed him without cause. I would love to hear what Bob's side of the story and some of those things,
right,
and what he believes. And I've talked to several people who have told me that financially, Mr. Scott is a genius. So that's something I'm looking forward to, hopefully coming soon. Christy Divigelli, she has asked to come on the show. I hope to get her on soon. I do support Christy Divigelli for many reasons.
District 1.
District 1, that's Christy Divigelli. She's running for District 1. I support her for many reasons. I think the reason I support Christy is I think Christy's doing it for the right reasons. And that's what we need. We need people that are going to try to do a job because they want to be effective at it, not just people that want to have a job to say they got the job. I feel the same way about Denise Nystrom. And so those 2 ladies already have my endorsement. And that being said, again, these other people, even though you may be running for those same seats, just because I've endorsed those 2 ladies, don't mean someone that watches you on here might feel differently than I do. So I challenge any onions that wants to sit down and not just talking points. I don't want to hear the same thing. Everybody I've heard
you don't want statistics.
No, the statistics is fine, but everybody has the same 3 or 4 things that they're running off of, and most of it stems from stuff that should have done been changed already in the first place, and we all know it. They're running off of CRT. There's no room for that in school. Everybody knows it. However, if you're lean more toward the liberal left, you think CRT's fine. They're against about every one of them that I've listened to are against the boys and girls sports. I agree with that. I mean, look, I don't believe they should be sharing locker rooms, bathrooms, none of that. I agree with everything they stand on. But what I really want to know is what is their plan? What is it that they feel like they can do to make my child's life experience a better educationally than mine was? And that being said, that's how I really feel about what's going on with the school board right now. And I encourage any Onions. Look, I'm not a hard guy. I'm pretty even tempered, and you know, I'll let you get your point across, and I'm sure your constituents will agree with you whether I do or not. But there are people who cannot afford to go to your coming out parties and pay $1,000 a plate donation to your campaign and things like that have serious issues that need to be addressed. There's probably more of them than there are the ones that are actually showing up in support of you folks. Because I said before, I would stand to bet that not half the people in the county knows who their school board member is and what they stand for. And that being said, we again thank you for watching.
In other news, how has Gary's life been? How is that new chair? You got to give us an update on your new chair.
Well, I do have an update on the chair. It's still scratch free. No animals have been allowed on top of the chair with or without me. I barricade the chair when I leave for work. I put a table on top of it so no animals can get around it. It's not been chewed on. I let my boss come over today. I let him sit in it. I even let him roll back in it to check it out. He thought it was very nice. I think he might have just been placating me because I was showing him my chair. But I still like it. Still wonderful and still animal free.
And you feel like it's worth every dollar.
I do so far feel like it was worth it. Yeah.
Do you wish that you would have got the upgraded package with the warmer and the
I could have got
massager?
the ass warmer and the massager, and yes, in some ways, but no, because I have those features on my chair in what they call the man cave, and I really don't use them on that chair, so I really didn't feel like. But what I will say is, there might be a difference between a dollar store recliner with the massage unit and a higher end chair with the massage unit, because it seemed to me the dollar store one that I have will beat the living shit out of your back. If it's not broken, it will be when the thing is done. So that's why I decided I really didn't want the back machine on this one. Would it have been nice? I didn't really check it out, so I figured what I don't miss, I don't know about, you know, so. Yeah, lovely chair, love it. You know, life's great. Like I said, went to a couple car salesmen today, looked at some vehicles. Still gonna hold off. I got, you know, got nothing but old trucks to drive right now. I'm still rolling, so.
At least you're rolling.
Yeah, still balling, as they say in the business.
And how's the beach doing?
Beach is flourishing. Activity is just a lot of people still out there. We got the new Margaritaville is still working in progress. We're still clearing ground and driving pylons and stuff, and Lizard's going on vacation in the first part of March. He's going down to the Midwest to see how cold it might be while he's there and how much snow that can possibly fall on a Floridian who's not a Floridian, I guess a transplant who's allergic to snow at this point. But we'll see what's going to happen there. I don't know if I'm going to fly or drive or... Hell, if a listener's got a Learjet or something, they want to take me down there, and that's fine. I got one listener. Maybe they got a Learjet. I don't know. So anyway, I heard
Lizard's looking for a handout any way he can.
Well, you know me, Joe. I mean, you know, what can I do? You know,
like, buy, share, subscribe, buy a T-shirt. I got a Cash App, but for some reason my wife won't tell me what it is.
Afraid Lizard to get the numbers to it.
Yeah, and then we got the buymeacoffee.com /Smokin Joe, where you can make donations to our stupidity.
Yep.
And look, if you watch today's
It's
show,
the money sign Jesse, as in Jesse Watt, WHAT. Again, our Cash App is the $ lowercase JESSEWHAT.
and that's it. You can send me money, send money to Cash App. As you see, our producers made sure that it was going directly to her to dwindle out to us.
That's right.
Yeah, this is a no budget production. We do the best we can with what we got. We got good equipment, but
We'll know how to use it.
yeah, we're still learning, and we appreciate y'all working with us on that. Anyway, I really am going to sign off. I'm Smokin' Joe for the Cracker Culture Podcast and Smokin' Joe Nation. Please follow us at Smokin' Joe Nation YouTube. We do have a Rumble channel, and Miss Jessie's working on others. Spotify, most anywhere you listen to your podcast, you can hear the show. I guarantee you it's funnier to watch, but anyway, and again, you political candidates for school board, you political candidates for anything, if you want to come on and talk to the common people, I challenge you. I challenge you right now. I am mobile. I will come to you. I will set up and film it, and we'll produce your show. Lizard Dick, did you ever put in your application? Try to? Oh, she ain't. Her seat ain't up. So you gonna wait? So when Chris
I
Patrica's
was going
seat's
to
up,
talk
you're
about
gonna
that.
run
Do you
for
think
District 3.
who gets paid more? Is I might want to be a superintendent. You got right now. You got district level, and then you got superintendent. Who makes more money?
Well, go do a Freedom of Information Act and find out.
Because I've got a LSD and something. Wasn't it?
LSD and something.
So I mean, they got all them degrees and stuff.
Ow.
Again, folks, we really do appreciate you watching, listening, sharing, subscribing, and for God's sakes, buy something. Buy a coffee cup.
It's empty, bro. We ain't got nothing in it.
Buy a T-shirt. And our sponsor is Cracker Culture Collections
Yep.
at gmail.com. You can
Gmail.
contact us there. She does custom printing.
Yep.
She does all of our printing, and she can do printing for you as well. You can contact Miss Jessie at crackerculturecollections at gmail.com.
That's right.
Thank you, folks. Have a wonderful weekend. Faith Family in Florida. We're out.